Okay, picture this. You're standing near a massive roaring volcano. You can feel the heat, you see the steam, it's just raw, incredible power. Now, what if I told you that very same power could be used to fuel the future of crypto? It sounds totally out there, like something from a sci-fi movie, right? Well, today, we're going to break down how this is actually happening.
Right. So, a volcano-powered currency. It feels like these two things shouldn't even be in the same sentence, but this is exactly where ancient raw geology is crashing right into the world of high-tech finance. So let's really think about that. Can you take the insane primal energy of a volcano, the kind of power that literally builds mountains, and use it to create something as, digital and intangible as a cryptocurrency? It's a pretty wild thought. But that exact question is what's pushing this whole new wave of innovation.
And this really shows you the amazing contrast we're talking about. On one hand, you've got the most elemental, powerful forces on our planet, magma, steam, rock. And on the other, you have the building blocks of our digital age, code, blockchain, crypto. It's just a crazy collision of two completely different worlds.
And look, I really want to stress this point. This isn't just some cool what-if idea. This is happening right now. It's a real solution that's taking what's arguably crypto's biggest problem and flipping it into a huge opportunity. Okay, so if this is really happening, you're probably wondering, how? How in the world do you go from hot magma deep underground to mining crypto? Let's break it down. The whole thing hinges on one key concept: geothermal energy. All it means is that we're tapping into the heat that's already trapped way down deep inside the Earth. And the best part? It's a super clean, renewable power source that's always on, 24/7. It doesn't depend on the sun shining or the wind blowing. So here's how it works, in basically 4 steps. First, you drill pipes deep down to reach these underground pockets of superheated water. Then, as that water rushes up, it turns into high-pressure steam. That steam is then used to spin these huge turbines. Think of a giant pinwheel. And as those turbines spin, step 3, they generate a steady stream of clean electricity. And finally, that power is what runs all those computers, the mining rigs that are busy minting new digital coins.
Just stop and think about that for a second. We're talking about a currency that exists only in cyberspace, but it's being created, it's being minted with the ancient raw heat from the very core of our planet. That's pretty amazing.
All right, so we've covered the how. Now let's get into the why. Because this is way more than just a cool science experiment. This whole idea is a direct answer to one of the biggest conversations happening around crypto right now. So let me ask you this. When you hear people talk smack about crypto, what's the #1 thing they always bring up? The biggest criticism? Yep, you got it. It's the energy consumption. The absolutely massive amount of electricity that traditional crypto mining uses has become a huge environmental issue. It's tied the whole crypto boom to a pretty nasty carbon footprint. But this is where geothermal power just completely flips the script. It has the power to change that whole narrative. All of a sudden, crypto's hunger for energy isn't a bad thing. Actually, it becomes the very reason, the incentive to build more clean, green energy sources. It turns a weakness into a strength.
And this isn't just some one-off thing either. We're seeing interest pop up in geothermal hotspots all over the globe. Places like Iceland, Kenya, Indonesia, they're all looking at this model. This could seriously become the blueprint for green crypto mining everywhere.
And if you want to see just how serious people are taking this, you have to look at El Salvador. They're not just dipping their toes in the water. Their Bitcoin City project is this incredibly ambitious plan to run entire crypto mining farms powered by nothing but energy from a volcano. So, what if this model really takes off? What does that mean for the future? Let's kind of zoom out and think about what a world powered by this blend of geology and tech might actually look like.
Well, for one, it completely changes how we look at something like a volcano. They're not just these amazing geological wonders anymore. They're potential power plants for our digital world.
What we're really talking about here is a huge shift in thinking. The old way was always technology versus nature. To make progress, we had to burn stuff. But the new way? It's technology and nature. It's about working together, harnessing the clean, powerful energy the Earth is already giving us for free.
Honestly, this whole thing just gets your mind racing, doesn't it? It makes you wonder, okay, if we can power the blockchain with a volcano, what else is out there? What other totally surprising partnerships between nature and technology are we just not seeing yet? From lava flows to blockchain flows. It's really a powerful thought. And maybe it's a reminder that sometimes the answers to our biggest high-tech problems are literally right there, just waiting for us, deep beneath our feet.